What up guys, it is Justice here. Welcome to episode number 5 of Slayer Sundays. So I'm just going to give you guys a bit of insight into what this series is all about, just in case it's the first time you've actually watched this type of video. So Slayer Sundays, essentially it is a lengthier video, one of my lengthiest video series on my channel, where I go through different tasks, and I've started at level 88 Slayer, and I'm currently obviously going for 99 Slayer, and I'm going from novice to a Slayer Master because at the beginning I hadn't slayed in around 4 years, I think 4.5 years. I'd literally been level 88 Slayer for about 4 years. And then I just decided to, after Revolution was launched, that was my first episode I think as well, where I used Revolution mode. Once that was launched, it meant Slayer could be a bit more AFK again and still be efficient in terms of experience. So that's why basically I decided to initiate basically training Slayer again. And then it sort of developed into a lengthier series really, which I've really enjoyed. A bit of play on words as well, because before this series I had a similar sort of content for summoning a Sundays, and that was quite fun as well, where I trained to level 99 summoning. So yeah, that's pretty much the context behind this episode. So yeah guys, I've been streaming a lot of Slayer this weekend as well on my Twitch. I'll leave that in the description below. I've just came in from a pub meal with my girlfriend Angelica. That was really nice. And I'm going to start streaming again some Rise of the Six tonight, which should be fun. And yeah, for anyone wondering, I did have bacon guys, so yeah, I know there's a bit of a thing going around in one of my last streams, so yeah, I had bacon. So now on to the tasks at hand. So as you can see, I'm at the Ganodermics, and this requires level 95 Slayer to actually initiate this task from, in this case, Curadel for me. And this is the very first time I've been here. These guys look pretty cool actually. This is at the bottom of the Polypore dungeon, and they're not a bad task to do in terms of money making and experience. So money making, they drop the Ganodermic flakes. They can also drop the Ganodermic boots and gloves as well, and they're not too bad. I think the boots are worth about 100k or so. And they're also weak to fire spells, so my dual seismics here are just OP. They're absolutely amazing for Ganodermics. And obviously if you have any other mage setup gear, then Virtus 1 and Buck would also be great here, or Chaotic Staff. So yeah, also with the Chaotic Staff, you know, that's probably going to be better than Virtus 1 and Buck in a lot of cases moving forward, potentially, when you look at Sonic Blast, which is going to be more powerful than Concentrated Blast after the combat beta changes happen. But that's another story. I may make a video on that actually. But yeah, as you can see, using Sunshine as often as possible. I've got my Silverhawk boots on, which I've been wearing quite frequently. If you guys have been watching my stream as well, you would have saw in the G every time I go in there. I've got some Silverhawk feathers, which I'm currently purchasing. Slowly purchasing them at 20k or 20,500 GP each. Very, very expensive, but again, whilst I'm training all these different skills, I might as well train agility in the process whilst Jagex have released these boots. Quite controversial subject. I did make a video on the boots on day of launch, I think it was, or the day after launch, which got quite a lot of hype actually, you know, due to it being the most talked about topic on RuneScape at the time. Alright, so on to a topic which I'd like to discuss whilst Ganodermics are being absolutely KO'd in the background. I was just thinking about Slayer masks. So I've got the Abyssal Demon mask. Again, I've not really been utilising it to its fullest because I've got VIP tickets from the Cabbage Face Punch Bonanza minigame, which I did on day of release just for a laugh for a couple hours, and then that's enabled me basically to get these VIP tickets. So I've not really needed the Abyssal mask. You know, I've been doing a lot of good tasks. You'll soon find out what task I've mostly been doing. Some of you will already know that by now if you watch my streams, but yeah, we'll get onto that later. But at the moment, I just want to talk about Slayer masks, and you know, what are your thoughts around them? And more, what are your thoughts around the promo which happened on the Treasure Hunter? And this gave you an item essentially which would reset that mask. So for example, the mask initially, once you get 900 Abyssal Demon kills, let's say if we're talking about the Mask of the Abyss, it would transform itself into the Helm of Warping, and at that point you would not receive the bonus XP, the extra damage, or the double drops. So with this item from the promo Treasure Hunt chest, it would reset the mask back to the Mask of the Abyss, and then you'd be able to re-get all that bonus experience, the extra damage, and then the double drops. So essentially, you know, I just don't feel like this is right. The masks are already a bit OP anyway, but then to have an item which makes the mask even more OP, I just don't get that, to be honest. It's almost like it's defeating the end game of RuneScape. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to get experience. You know, a lot of people play this to grind out experience. And I'm not really one of those players necessarily, but it is nice to level up and things like that. My main priority on this game, I'm quite a casual RuneScaper, I'd say. You know, I come on here to try and get as much fun as possible. And it's definitely the people around me which make that even more fun. And that's why I'm playing. It's an online MMO at the end of the day. However, a lot of people, you know, there are some aspects of the game where you want to get bragging rights, things like that. And when you achieve 99 Slayer, you know, legit in the old way, they have so much bragging rights, and they did at that point. And then all these masks are coming out, which almost makes the bragging rights a little bit lower, you know, over time. But that's just natural, you know, with games. You know, eventually, you know, there'll be new achievements to gain, you know, new things to unlock, new items to get. Those are my Ganodermic Boots, by the way, which I got as a drop, which is quite nice, and all those flicks as well. So that's pretty cool. I also got some random like rare drop table loots over the past weekend due to all the rare drop table increasing. But I got 900k here actually from that task, 950k or so, and I was only there for like 20 minutes. It's pretty decent money. But yeah, essentially what I'm on about, getting quite deep around the end game of RuneScape. I do feel like, you know, Jagex's strategy's changed to what it from what it used to be. Is that a bad thing? Not necessarily, you know. But all these extra, you know, I think they are going a bit too far with the microtransaction stuff in terms of how it's influencing the game with XP rates, because it does, like I said, defeat the end game of RuneScape, you know, which is either having fun with PVM, trying to get loads of items, or whether it's gaining loads of experience, you know, trying to grind out skills. So 120 capes, though, that's quite a good contribution to the game in some ways. You know, it's something, they're more bragging rights for people, which people like that so on the game. And a lot of these thoughts were provoked by Drumgun's post on the forums. He's one of the highest grinders, XP grinders out there for RuneScape. That's another story, but he did make a quite a thought-provoking forum post recently, so definitely go and check that out anyway if you haven't already. I'm sure you'll know someone who's read it or found it. And alright guys, so I'm at Gargoyles, and this isn't a surprise for many, and it definitely isn't a surprise for me because I just can't stand the sight of these guys anymore. I've literally had about 10 gargoyle tasks over the past 2 days of Slayer. It has been ridiculous, redonkulous. I've had like 10 or 12 different gargoyle tasks, probably earned about 900k experience from them. It's all I seem to get. And on the VIP Slayer ticket, I get a really rubbish one on default, and then I'll have gargoyles as the VIP, or I'll have gargoyles as the default. Now, I'm not complaining about gargoyle task. It's really great experience, especially if you buy the learning ability where it allows you just to have the rock hammer in your inventory, which is definitely a must when you're doing this task, because then it automatically kills them, you know, when they get to when their LP goes down. Essentially, you don't need to use the rock hammer on them to smash them. But like anything, you know, I'm not a grinder on this game really. So when I'm doing the gargoyles task after task, and to be honest, even grinders out there, if you are one and you're listening and you're really high, you've got loads of millions of experience in Slayer, which I'm sure a couple of you have, because I know you've commented on different things like that, then I'm sure you'll understand, you know, you don't want to be doing the same task over and over again. And the reason why I didn't skip it though is because of the experience and because it's 50% bonus. So I really just wanted to take advantage of that. There's gargoyles again, guys. Woo! But yeah, so a bit fed up with them to be honest, and it was really frustrating. But when I got a new one, you know, it was quite fun. And I'm just spamming the CC and the friends chat and all my friends saying gargoyles again, because it literally was back to back gargoyles for the 2 days. Oh my god, it was crazy. And then my next task later on in that day was Blue Dragons, and I decided to go to these because I thought, you know, I've not done this as a Slayer task in years, and since I got 99 summoning, I've not been here. And as you saw in the inventory, you can see a little blue egg. That's the baby dragon egg. I was like, oh my god, I've got a really rare drop. And then I realized they are not the rarest drop in the world. However, it's something like 1 in 100. And I did actually manage later on, I don't know whether I've got it in the footage, but I managed to get another blue egg within the space of 20 kills. And I've not been here in a long time. So that was pretty good. That was actually quite lucky when you put it into context there. So I think it's really nice to have a baby dragon. I remember years ago when I used to see them around, I used to think they were so rare and really cool looking. So I'm kind of glad that I've got one for myself. and later on, there we go, there's the other blue dragon egg, both in my inventory, which are really cool. What I will do is, once they've spawned out and everything, I've actually put them in an incubator in Yanil, so that's where you go and put them in an incubator, and it takes 24 hours for them to spawn into a baby real dragon. So yeah guys, in 24 hours I will be a father. So after the blue dragons ended up going Celestials, and then after them ended up going to Airuts. And this was given to me by Ganodermic again with the VIP ticket. So they came in pretty handy actually. 1.5 million experience, and I've only actually had to use 6 VIP tickets. That's pretty cool. As you can see on screen as well, the Twitch chat just then, that was actually quite active throughout today whilst I was streaming some Slayer. Had some really good tunes as well, recommended to go in there, which is quite nice. But yeah, Airuts, I did make a video on these, and I was gaining around 170k experience an hour at Airuts, which is really good rates, and with the 50% bonus even better. So really got so much experience from the task. Ended up getting back-to-back Airuts actually, which is quite interesting. So just teleported right back here. Binky was here already, and he helped me out with that as well, and you'll see that soon where I almost hit 97 Slayer. But yeah, if you actually look on the screen now, I'm actually 10k off 97 Slayer, and my task ran out. So yeah, I ended up having to teleport back to Ganodermic to get another task, one which I could quickly go and obviously get that level for Slayer. Ended up getting Mithril Dragons in the end, so I didn't mind that too much, to be honest. So, you know, after I got Mithril Dragons, I decided to go and bank and get a Super Anti-Fire, and realised that I had an effigy in the bank, so decided to utilise it. And here I am using the effigy on agility after using a summer pie at the moment. I'm 91 agility, but literally only 36k now off 92, so that's really awesome. Ended up using a bit on Herblore as well, which is quite nice. I gained a bit of experience in that. You'll see me do that now. It's either Herblore or Hunter, and at the moment I'm only 89 Hunter, so I popped that onto Herblore and got 30k Herblore experience, as you can see on screen, and then that left me with the Dragonkin lamp, which I could then use to gain 97 Slayer. And there it is guys, 43k Slayer experience off that last effigy lamp there. 97 Slayer guys, so literally I gained from level 95 to 97 Slayer in 2 days. I was absolutely made up. 1.6 million Slayer experience I gained over these past 2 days, which is just insane. Again, just spamming the Twitch chat there, which is pretty cool, and it was great just to have your support there, whoever was there. But yeah, as you can see on video, made a lot of slaying gains over this past weekend. Did a bit of Rise of the Six, no luck with shields, but had a lot of banter and a lot of fun there. But yeah, overall I reckon it's been a pretty successful weekend. I'm really happy with the XP gains over this weekend. And it's been fun as well, you know, chilling out on Twitch with some mates, and, you know, throughout TeamSpeak the past 2 days, everybody's been going Slayer crazy, and it's really good just to do that on an MMO and, you know, have a laugh with everybody whilst doing it. So, thanks a lot for tuning in, thanks a lot for watching this video and the support you're giving me, and I'll see you in my next video. See you later guys, bye.